Good morning from northern Thailand. This is Michael C. Phillips with another art video. Here I am in front of the studio. So today I'm going to do something a little different. I have been thinking about these videos. I think that I should be doing them, but I need to rethink what I'm doing. Now, originally I was going to just focus on the art, and I will continue to focus on art, but since we live in Thailand and we have been missionaries, it seems that I should bring in some of the stories about our life as a missionary, leaving the United States just about 37 years ago, living and working here all these years. So I believe I will start doing a little more stories, testimonies about what our life has been like since we left. I did give a little testimony about my salvation experience of becoming a Christian. So I will give a little bit of a history about my personal experience and maybe lead in. Really, we have seen many miracles in our experience, and I think that's something to talk about, and I would like to share that with you, hopefully to be an encouragement to you if you're considering Christianity or if you are a Christian, and it'd be great to see you get the fullness of your experience. So we have been doing missions, leadership training for 30 some years, and now we're transitioning into the arts. But back to where I was born and actually grew up, I was born and raised in the United States in Kansas, a small town in Kansas. Now, when we moved to this small town, I was 2 years old, and back then it was a very small town. It's not like that now. It has grown, it's turned into a suburb of Wichita, Kansas. But back then it was like the greatest life for us in our age in the 50s and 60s. We could just run and play, and it was just a wonderful way to grow up. Growing up, my life was pretty normal, probably lower middle class to start, moving to upper middle class. My father had stores, sold musical instruments. So it was good and growing better. But in my early teens, mid-early teens, my father passed away due to a heart attack, which was devastating for our family. Now, we were going to church before that time, but my mother got very angry at God, so we never ever went back to church, and I did not go until I was 32. So anyway, that happened, and it kind of put our family in a mess. Well, it come to 17, I was going off to college, which I did, and through a small college, and then I transferred the university, KU, the University of Kansas. Now, if you go back in time, about the 70s, that was when the Vietnam War was at its top and kind of starting to come to the ending of it, but there was a lot of emotions. KU was said to be kind of like the Berkeley or the Boston of the United States in the Midwest. So there was a lot of crazy stuff going on, drugs, like the sex revolution, all that kind of stuff was going on, and there were big doings about Vietnam War, demonstrations, taking over the administration building, all kinds of stuff going on. Well, it just got bizarre to me, and I was questioning life. About that time, a movie, Easy Rider, came out, and if you were my age or older, you might remember that movie. Well, I got the idea that I would buy a motorcycle. I had an old car my mother had given me, but I bought a motorcycle and decided to get on the road and do kind of what that movie was about, Easy Rider. Well, I did that, and I was on the road for about 2 years on my motorcycle, 2 years. And I traveled all over the United States. And then a friend invited me to go for a ride in his VW Bug. So we took off and went to the East Coast, up all the way across Canada and back down the West Coast, back to Kansas. So my total journey or adventure was about 2.5 years. Now, I decided that I wouldn't shave. So I shaved once when I was 17, and I never shaved again until I was 32. So I had a very long, it wasn't very thick, but a long beard, and my hair was quite long. On the road, it was down to the middle of my back. So that was a season. You know, they would say the hippies. So that was the season I was on the road. Eventually, I felt like I should go back to college and get my degree in fine arts. That was my goal, to be a fine artist, which I did. And then at the end of that, we had a competition for the University of Kansas graduates, and by chance, I won the award. So I won a pretty good an amount of money. Well, there's two of us, my friend, who was a sculptor as well, and he decided to go on and get his master's. Well, silly me, I went out and bought a gold wing, turned my motorcycle in, got a gold wing, and decided to move to Seattle area to become a famous artist. That was my goal, which I did. But about 26, after I had moved to Washington, I wasn't here very long, almost a year, I had a motorcycle accident. Now I'm gonna just wind it up about in this area. But anyway, I lost my lymph glands out the inside of my left leg, and I was in the hospital. Actually, I died. I was recorded as dead for 20 minutes. That's what the doctor told me. And I spent about a month plus in the hospital. Well, I still was not a Christian, and I was still seeking, and I was considering myself a Buddhist. And that's kind of where I'll leave it today. I did not become a Christian for several more years. I was 26 when I had the accident. I was 32 when I became a Christian. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to put up a picture I did at the end of my time in the hospital, and you can just look at it and just consider what your maybe your worldview or what you might be thinking about that. You just had a major motorcycle accident, you died, you come back, you're wondering what is life about, and you're just questioning, why is all this happening to me? Here I am. Okay, that's it. So join me in the adventures of a missionary artist. So thank you for watching, and I will check in again next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.